And thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Connie Leonard in for Brooke today. And up first, a break in the rain, warm temperatures, and the return of some sunshine. Meteorologist Austin Evans is here with a first look at the forecast. In Austin, it was a relief to not get pummeled by rain this morning.
That we had some fog. There was a couple of showers here and there, but those went away pretty fast.
Yep.
And then we got to look at the really cool looking fog on the Ohio River, and now that's really warm out there. It's a little humid.
It's nice, actually.
It's a little humid, but we'll see the humidity kind of calm down a little bit as we head throughout the rest of the afternoon. We get some separation in between the temperature and the dew point temperature, but a lovely shot overlooking downtown Louisville. I was just talking about this shot on our Weather Now show, which streams every single day on WHAS11 Plus and all of our social channels as well. Taking a look here at temperature change over the past 24 hours. It's a lot warmer right now than pretty much it ever was yesterday. We'll get to the measured temperatures in just a moment, but unfortunately the good news kind of ends there. More widespread rain storms tomorrow. Tomorrow's a weather impact alert day. We got a cooler day on Sunday, but at least it'll be dry. Sunnier today, record highs possible this afternoon. We'll have to wait and see. Another quick lovely shot of downtown Louisville from our First Savings Bank U of L Health camper. We're already at 76. Yeah, we're going to break that record. We warmed up kind of faster than I thought we would. I thought we'd be in the lower 70s by this point. But already 79 in Campbellsville, knocking on the door of 80, 77 in Shepherdsville. It is really, really, really warm out there. That southerly flow doing a lot of work, obviously on top of the sunshine. No rain on the radar. It's a lovely sight to see, considering we've been seeing rain almost nonstop for this entire week. And the rest of the day, you know, even if we hit 79 and not 80, that'd be a new record. The record high today is 78. So we'll have to wait and see. And honestly, with how quickly we have warmed up so far, I'd be surprised if we didn't break the record. More rain, though, on the way tomorrow. The details coming up in my full forecast. Connie?
All right, Austin, thank you. LG&E is starting an effort to help strengthen its energy grid against extreme weather as part of Severe Weather Awareness Week. Now, these upgrades to the system will help it withstand increasing severe weather and reduce outages. Some of the equipment on the system still dates back to the 1920s. Wooden transmission poles that have reached the end of their useful life are being replaced with more durable steel structures. Aging substations are also being replaced, and some of which are nearly 100 years old. Over the next 5 years, the utilities plan to upgrade hundreds of substations and install more automated technologies to help harden them against storms and make the energy grid more resilient.
We need to do more. We are seeing stronger, more severe storms across the region. Some of our most impactful storms have happened just in the last several years, where we're seeing outages that have topped 100,000 and in some cases led to multi-day restoration efforts.
LG&E and KU's long-term plans and projects are part of an initiative to support customer needs. Well, the checkpoint around the site of the deadly UPS plane crash is being changed. The South Security Checkpoint near Great Lane and Melton Avenue was removed today. Mayor Craig Greenberg's office said due to the progress and the efforts of recent safety measures, there is no need to limit access to the Knopp Melton Industrial Park. Great Lane is still closed between Crittenden Drive and Knopp Avenue because of heavy construction and remediation efforts. American employers unexpectedly cut 92,000 jobs last month, a sign that the labor market remains under strain. The unemployment rate blipped up to 4.4%. The Labor Department reported today that hiring deteriorated from January when companies, nonprofits, and government agencies added 126,000 jobs. The job market had been expected to rebound this year from a lackluster 2025 when the economy, battered by President Trump's tariff policies and high interest rates, generated just 15,000 a month. Well, students from Borden Henryville schools are learning from home today. The district said increasing illness is affecting students and staff, and the time off will allow their custodial staff to deep clean the schools. Well, if your JCPS student needs extra help, there could be fewer days to get it. We're diving deeper now into the plans to get out of the $188 million budget crisis. And according to the district's plan, occupational therapists are set to have their days cut back. Now, proposed cuts to exceptional childhood education would cut out roughly 2 weeks' worth of contracted days for several positions. Several special educators like Jenny Graff are now worried that these cuts could impact how much help that they can actually give to their students.
You know, we're educators and we care about these kids beyond our regular school day and our regular hours. Unless you're putting more people into a school building that are working with kids every day, no.
Well, Graff says the district should look at programs like the Summer Backpack League for cuts first, calling it unproven in increasing test scores. Superintendent Dr. Brian Yearwood didn't know the full savings when asked about it last Friday. The next school board meeting is Tuesday at 6. Well, the war in Iran is nearing the end of its first week, and today both Iranian leaders and the Trump administration are digging in. President Trump this morning said there will be no deal with Iran except unconditional surrender, as he repeated demands to have a say in who takes over as the country's next leader. ABC's Christiane Cordero has the latest from Washington.
Today, as Tehran reports one of the heaviest nights of bombing since the war began, at the city's Grand Mosalla prayer complex, thousands of people gathered to mourn its late supreme leader. The group is adamant the war against the U.S. and Israel must go on after the joint airstrikes that killed Ayatollah Ali Khamenei over the weekend. President Trump today is also defiant, posting on social media, quote, "There will be no deal with Iran except unconditional surrender." Trump demands he be part of the process to choose Iran's next supreme leader. The Pentagon says it's gearing up to dramatically surge its military efforts. Video shows multiple blasts on a hillside outside Tehran. An overnight U.S. Central Command released video of a strike targeting an Iranian drone carrier.
Roughly the size of a World War II aircraft carrier, and as we speak, it's on fire.
On another front, Israel is widening its attacks on Hezbollah targets in Beirut. The operation in Lebanon has also destroyed residential buildings and businesses, displacing hundreds of thousands of people. The economic toll of the war is starting to ripple worldwide. Iran effectively shut down the Strait of Hormuz, where roughly a quarter of the world's oil passes through. Gas prices in the U.S. have spiked 30 cents in the 1 week since the war began.
But also other prices of goods and services that we purchase are going to see prices rise because transportation is a big input.
When asked how long President Trump plans to keep fighting this war, he told ABC's John Carl, quote, "It's over when I want it to be." A new analysis estimates the war in Iran is costing the U.S. roughly $900 million per day. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Well, for a second straight day, lawmakers on Capitol Hill voted down a war powers resolution that would have required congressional approval for more military strikes.
On this vote, the yeas are 212, the nays are 219. The concurrent resolution is not adopted.
The final vote there rejecting Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massey's war powers resolution. Massey has been critical of the president's authority to take federal action without congressional approval. Kentucky Congressman Andy Barr, who voted against the measure, said this on the House floor.
As a legal matter, the President of the United States doesn't need the permission of Congress to engage in hostilities to protect the American people.
Congressman Morgan McGarvey was the only Kentucky congressman to join Massey in support of his resolution. McGarvey issued a statement after the vote saying, in part, the decision to go to war is so consequential that our founders were clear. No one person, not a president or a king, should have that power. A similar resolution co-sponsored by Kentucky Senator Rand Paul failed to move forward on Wednesday in the Senate. Well, evacuations continue in the Middle East. We were able to speak with a Louisville man who was able to get out as the bombs started falling. David Zoe planned a 5-day trip to the United Arab Emirates to vacation with his family, and he described being at a Dubai beach Saturday when strikes began, hearing the loud booms and watching the danger slowly grow.
It registered to us that, oh yeah, these are missiles that are exploding above our heads that are getting intercepted by the UAE.
Well, Zoe said he decided to leave in part after watching a hotel get hit with debris and hearing the fear in the voice of one of his friends who lives in the area. All flights out of the UAE were canceled, but managed to cross the border to Oman and fly out. He and other tourists did. Still, other tourists remain stranded there. More than 19,000 flights scheduled in and out of the Middle East between the start of the conflict have been canceled, according to aviation analytics firm Cirium. Well, the best way to stay connected with what's happening overseas is to download the free WHAS11 Plus app. We will send you alerts directly to your phone.